Counter-Strike 1.6, Source, CSGO, and now CS2. If you clicked on this video, I'm sure you at least somewhat like Counter-Strike. If not, hi, I'm Goji CS, and this is how I found Counter-Strike. In the good old year of 2008, we had YouTube Poops, Rooster Teeth, and the god almighty lord of gaming content back then, Machinima. Thanks to that, middle school age Goji was able to watch videos that spawned from a variety of games, from Halo to COD to Smash Bros, and of course Gmod. I was always intrigued by anything we'd consider today Source related. My small Goji brain never knew TF2, CS Source, Gmod, Half-Life, and Left 4 Dead all ran on the same engine. So when these videos hit my feed, I was left in peak curiosity. How do I play these games? And what in the world is a blue waffle? Enter the year 2012, and CSGO is about to hit Steam. But not only Steam, it was also going to release on the PlayStation Network, or PSN as we call it today. This was without a doubt a key moment in me falling into the rabbit hole that is Counter-Strike. Randomly, probably months later after release, I most likely convinced my parents to buy me a crisp $20 PSN gift card, eager with joy to buy my next online game. Lucky for me, CSGO was only $15, which felt like an absolute robbery when other FPS games I'd begged to have were upwards to $40. When I finally played it, I was left in complete shock and amazement. It was clunky, but the sounds were rough. It wasn't flashy, but it was grounded. It was the polar opposite to Little Big Planet. This world of counter-terrorists versus terrorists in my mind was interesting. You couldn't aim down sights like in Call of Duty unless the gun had a scope. Once you were dead, you didn't respawn till the next round. Eventually, one of my friends back then would comment, "It's just like search and destroy in Call of Duty. Why don't we just go back to playing Call of Duty?" His clear comparison between these games had started a question in my head. CSGO had gun game, and so does COD. CSGO had deathmatch, and so does COD. This tangent of comparisons could go on, but something about CSGO kept me latched. All of my regular friends would be playing Call of Duty, but here I was playing CSGO on the PS3, talking to strangers about an op when someone told me switching weapons and going back to the op is faster than unscoping. At that moment, I think it hit me. The AK-47 spray from the guy rushing mid on Dust 2, but also the idea that I enjoy complicated team-based games that have what you would call tech, or advanced strategies. It was the same reason why I enjoyed Marvel vs. Capcom 3. All my friends were always impressed on my skills and combo knowledge. CSGO felt like it scratched the exact same itch. The op was my paintbrush, and the enemy within my scope were my paint about to be brushed against the canvas. I became obsessed with CSGO as my main FPS game of choice, until I had seen that the console port was not going to receive the same updates the PC version did. So for a moment, middle school Goji went back to playing Street Fighter and COD with his friends and simply binged watched CSGO on YouTube. Within the next year, late 2013, after beating GTA 5 on my PS3, yes kids, GTA 5 was on the PS3, the PS4 would come out late November of that year, taking most of my interests away from my PS3, but one thing that I always kept in my mind was Counter-Strike. I always remember thinking of it as the most competitive game one could play. I'd watch countless frag movies and tournaments, just being entertained by the passion and endless amounts of hype generated by some of our favorite players of the time. Kenny S, Simple, Fallen, Shroud, Summit 1G killing himself, Nico, Coldzera, Stewie 2K, and Kerrigan. Not to mention the skin side of CSGO was booming. We had case unboxing, trade-up videos. Even back then, younger me loved watching these online people gamble. I started watching Anomaly, Immortal HD, Uberhaxer Nova, and Sparkles, not knowing that I was implanting myself with severe gambling urges very early on. Skip all the way to 2018, the Boston Major. I remember laying in bed and stumbling upon the live stream for the match, and I remember watching that Inferno match from beginning to end. The emotion from the crowd, the American blood inside me curdling as I watched Cloud9 do the unthinkable. It was electric. And on that day, I remember telling myself that I'm saving for a laptop to play PC games. Please bear with 2018 Goji. He had just started working and didn't know building a PC would have been better, but he needed to play some Counter-Strike. And within a couple months, a younger Goji finally had an Asus laptop that could easily run CSGO, and I was flooded with euphoria. For months I played Wingman and Gun Game with the homies who had PCs, and it was the most fun I had in years. I finally was playing CSGO on PC. Unfortunately, first couple months on a trackpad, but eventually moving to a mouse, where those op shots felt even more exciting. I even gambled a little bit opening cases. I got nothing good and learned very quickly to just buy the skins I liked. And before I knew it, PC gaming had taken over my gaming brain, and I didn't even want to touch my PS4 like that anymore. I branched out to get more games, eventually playing Left 4 Dead, Gmod, TF2, and many other games I wanted to try. And eventually CSGO became the game that all my friends would play on weekends because it was super easy to run and custom maps were super fun to mess around on. Compared to most, my hours on CSGO and CS2 are low, but those hours were spent playing with friends and creating memories as they should be. And fast forward again this time to 2022, where the homies had pretty much made CSGO the Discord and chill game. We were all in shock when CS2 was announced. It was hype, it was exciting, but it was also a long ass wait. But once again, it arrived. It was like my second chance at getting to experience Counter-Strike all over again. And I once again found myself amongst friends, playing at late hours within the night, screaming, laughing, raging all the same like we did years back. I don't believe many people find Counter-Strike, I believe Counter-Strike finds them. If that be at a local esports tournament, a YouTube video, or even a janky console port, Counter-Strike will live on and find new players. It's been Goji CS. If you have a fun, interesting story talking about your experience with finding Counter-Strike, make sure to leave it in the comments. And remember to sub to Goji CS, like, and comment for more. Farewell, fellas.